In 18 days, I'll have my final chance to prove that I deserve to be on the World Games Ultimate Team. Here's exactly what I'm doing in the next 18 days. I got the email yesterday, and it's pretty exciting that, I get another chance to ball out with some of the best. And the reasons why I believe I made it to the round two is because in the meetings prior, they were pretty adamant that they want 14 of the world's greatest defenders on the team. And I've just proven that over and over that I'm one of those. I was earlier this year. These past two seasons, I was concerned that my time on defense would hinder my offensive abilities, but I put a lot of time and attention over this past off season, and honestly, the past 2 years, putting a lot of time and attention into my throwing, and that really has paid off. And because I was able to hit women matching players pretty much on a regular basis and broke the mark reliably and was in the handler space comfortably. So, spots that I don't usually play in, I showed a great comfort in them. So I think they like that. And also in round two, I just showed that I was able to guard any type of player, no matter if they were short and quick or tall and big or somewhere in between. I defended most people well, if not all people well, and didn't miss any shots that I took. And also, I only got blocked once, and that was kind of an errant throw by the thrower anyway. So yeah, that's the reason why I made round two. And for those who don't know, my name is Antoine Davis. I'm a 9-time champion in Ultimate Frisbee. And I'm here, and I created this channel just to help people improve in Ultimate Frisbee and who want to reach their ultimate goals. And in this video, I'll break down what my full training is, recovery, nutrition, mental approach, so you can apply this all to your game. So let's step into like the training regiment that I'm going to be applying these next 2 weeks. So I've been a GPP coach for 8 years now. GPP is Game Point Performance, and I've been using their protocol for the last 8 years for my stuff as well. So just to give you a sneak peek of what I have in store. So yesterday I did a full body lift that included some plyometrics, rotational exercise, some front squats, overhead press, horizontal press, a horizontal row, and another kind of like core-esque exercise. Then today I'll be doing a recovery day since I pushed myself, hard on Monday. Today is Tuesday. I'll be doing some sprint capacity intervals, which are just like basically you go hard for like 10 seconds, then rest for 40 seconds, and do that for 12 reps 2 times. So that'll be my recovery for today. And tomorrow will be another high lift, full body, with kind of the same standard of doing maybe single leg plyometrics with another rotational exercise, doing some leg supersetting with legs and bench, then adding a kettlebell swing, core exercise, and back exercise. Then going back to a recovery day, and which is tempo runs. If y'all haven't heard, we're pretty famous for making that popular in the Ultimate Frisbee community. But yeah, just 158 yards, I believe, for five reps for 5 times. And yep, then going Friday will be my high C, and I'm reluctant. So I'm going to be doing this whole thing, and I might pull back on this conditioning because my foot has been giving me problems lately, and it's pretty much an issue. I just have to just let it rest. I can do some like plyometrics, but on it, and some running on it. Even like those tempo runs, I might even change to tempo bikes instead because I just want to leave off the pressure off my foot. So just managing the situation, not overthinking it, and taking some other supplements to help heal that as well. Then Saturday, I actually have Empire practice, so I'll be doing that. That's kind of another reason why I've also don't want to make this high day too high, and like kind of make a medium-ish day. And so to allow myself to like be fully recovered for practice, then this is an optional day depending on how I feel and how I sleep and recover. I'll do this zone one of conditioning for about maybe an hour and hop into the sauna probably after just to recover well. And I will pretty much will repeat this pattern until tryouts so in the next 18 days. And what's not and shown here as well is that I'm going to be throwing every day. So I've been getting, for the most part, like 100 throws, practicing specifically my breaks and one or two hucks. So those tend to, honestly, I don't have it too regimented when it comes to throwing. I just kind of pick out two or three throws that I really want to improve upon and work on those. I see a lot of people often like they do 10, 12 different throws. And I think that's honestly ridiculous because if you ever hear about like some of the greatest throwers in the game right now, talk about how they break marks and throw hucks and make big plays with their with their arm talent. They often say they have 3, 4 throws that they have in their bag, but they have just mastered those things so well that they can just use them in various situations. So you practicing like 8 to 10 throws is not useful. And I've been really practicing that advice for myself for the past year and a half, and it's just unlocked a lot of my throws and comfortability in high pressure situations when I have the disc. So I really urge the people to really trim down their throwing and really focus on like 3 to 4 throws that can really help them out of most situations. Yeah, and what's also not included in this is like my additional stuff. So I generally train for like, especially these next 18 days, I'll be training for like 5 hours per day. And granted, like, don't think of like I'm sweating and breathing hard for 5 hours. These include breaks. It actually includes my recovery meal. Also includes like the visualizations that I'll be doing, affirmations that I'll be doing, the recovery work, and the rehab that I'm doing. I'm doing rehab work on my hips because they kind of been giving me some problems as well. But they been helpful. It's all included pretty much every single day to be doing that. So, and before I walk away from this, my taper week is pretty much going to look like this, except for that I'll probably do, instead of like here, I'll probably keep this normal on Monday, probably keep this normal on Tuesday, and probably will start to taper on Wednesday. I'll probably do like one less set of all these. So instead of 3 sets, I'll be doing 2 sets of these, 3 sets of these, and 2 sets of these. And I'll probably do maybe half of these tempo runs, a little bit more. And for these high C, I probably will only do, and the tryouts are Saturday and Sunday. I'll do these lateral bounds, and probably a handful of these high falling starts. That's pretty much it. And just the reason why I'm still doing the high C is because I find, and also a lot of other, excuse me, also that I find that a lot of people take it takes them some time to really like get into the rhythm of things and like have their body working for them early on in tournaments. And I think this mainly because like you've taken this whole off day right before and you're kind of like shutting down your nervous system, and now you're demanding it to fire at 100%. So you need some couple reps of, hey, like we still need to be on, we still need to be prepared. So you can lose that feeling of I need a game or two to like be fully in my body, but and instead of having it like at the first point of the game, no, I'm here, I'm ready to go. Um, so yeah, that's my training stuff. And am I missing anything? I don't think so. Nice. All right, let's go to the next. Oh, nutrition and recovery. So, all might not know this about me, but I am a fully carnivore athlete. I transitioned to fully carnivore actually after nationals, and it's been great so far. There was definitely an adjustment period of like a month and a half, but now, yeah, my numbers have gone up. I like honestly, this is the best I've ever felt, and possibly in my life, just because of the amount of protein and fats I'm getting into myself, and it really nullifies the idea that you need carbs as an athlete. And trust me, I literally graduated with a exercise and nutrition and foods degree, and I was taught that athletes need carbs, but I just the way I was able to play at the round one, the foundation of that was because I transitioned to carnivore. I just had an engine that I never had before, and also like people were starting to tank and go by the wayside by the end of the day, and still had a lot of energy and wasn't feeling that sore when I was moving around, and yeah, and it really paid its dividends on day two when you can kind of see everyone's kind of like aching and sore, and I just felt fine. I recovered well, and I was ready to get to it. Um, so I think that gave me like not only a physical advantage, but a like mental advantage. Just like to see your opponents are essentially weaker than you, and you just have the confidence like, nah, I got this. Like this, I got fresh legs right here. Yeah. And in terms of the other stuff like recovery, like sleep, still the same old. Like I usually get around 8 to 9 hours of sleep per day, so we're gonna still keep to that, keeping to my same sleeping schedule. Taking some magnesium before that usually helps me go to sleep, and also taking my morning walk, which helps me wake up in the morning. Also set my circadian system. So highly recommend people if you're gonna take away one recovery tip, that is to do a morning walk and get some sunshine in your face. It helps you not only physically but mentally as well. Just setting your circadian system dictates a lot of what hormones are being produced and when, and having that on a regular schedule helps out your body deal with like stress and like build muscle, and just tons of other things. Um, And nothing else besides recovery, besides those two things. I'll do compression legs as well. Oh, there's other things too. Pretty much every single day, at least for 30 minutes. Do a meditation. And when I get up for about 20 minutes and I say I actually will save that for later, but yeah, which really helps me recover because, yeah, being mindful and being able to notice when you're stressed helps you deal with stress if you didn't know that. So it's big. Meditation and also cold showers really help me recover from the hours of work I'm putting into my body. So this next section is about mental game. So if you haven't heard by now, but I'm really big into the mental game side of things, big into sports psychology. Let me actually make myself bigger. That probably makes sense. Uh, these last 2 seasons, I've been putting a lot of work into visualization and affirmations, and I usually do them uh, for visualization right as I get up and right before I go to sleep. And the reason why I do those times is because you basically in your subconscious you carry this like image of yourself, and you're using your subconscious most of the day. You're operating on your habits, and it's operating on this image that you hold for yourself. So, and the filter or the wall between your conscious and your subconscious is more permeable when right before you get up or right after you get up and right before you go to sleep. Just because you think, when you're asleep, you're fully conscious, right? I mean, fully unconscious. So that kind of haziness that you're feeling when as you get up is that you becoming conscious and and taking the world, and you can use that to your advantage to help change the image that you hold for yourself. So um, I tend to use the success I want to have or the success that I already have, the things that I'm grateful for, And lately, like the matchups that I'm going to be taking on, like what I want to do in certain situations, key plays I want to make, the mentality I want to have, what I'm going to do when certain challenges arise, and like any weather complications, how am I going to deal with that? So pretty much all the scenarios. And the reason why this helps so much is, yes, I've changed this image, but also your brain doesn't really have the great ability to know what's real and what's imaginary, and you can use that to your advantage, right? So since I spend so much time imagining these scenarios, when the scenarios happen in real life, I'm just comfortable in them because I've rehearsed these so many times and I know what to do, and nothing's new to me. I don't feel rattled, I don't feel nervous, I don't feel anxious. I feel prepared, I feel confident, and that helps me execute at a high level. Also, stepping into affirmations and mindset training. I really believe like what you repeatedly say about yourself becomes your reality. So I have these like 10 affirmations that about different roles in my life, but two of them are about my ultimate frisbee career and the kind of the mentality I want to step into that role. Like it's I, Antoine, am the greatest frisbee player of all time, mastering every aspect of the game and leaving an undeniable mark on the field with every play. I'm the fun tiger, the one man break machine. And that for me, as you break it down, helps me step into this like mindset like I am a game changer. I control my destiny when it comes to the field. Um, I feel powerful when I have the disc. I dictate the game when I'm on defense. I can change the course of any game at any point in time. All I have to do is just decide. And the important thing about speaking your way, um, speaking to yourself that way, is that you become the state that you get and you start talking to yourself like that. It's not really about the words that if they need to be true or not, is that you need to believe them and they need to, and from that belief, it shifts the state that you're in. Because you probably have experienced, I guarantee you have experienced this before, that like when you're in better states, more confident states, more happier states, more fun states, more playful states, you perform at a higher level. And when you're kind of worrying, doubting, second guessing yourself, anxious, sad, you are going to underperform. I've just experienced this countless of times, and I wanted to have some kind of system to help prevent that. And affirmation, saying my daily affirmations has been, and visualization has been one of the greatest tools I've ever come across in doing that. And last thing about mental game is like dealing with pressure. Like this happened at round one. It's going to happen again and again in my career. And it happened to me specifically at round one when we were doing warm ups and I had a couple drops and a couple of missed throws. And I was kind of like, oh no, like that's not a great start to round one. But I was able to shake that off because I was like, I'm here to have fun and I'm here to learn. And this is not a tryout for me. This is just another tournament. And that helped me kind of relax and have fun and have learned because when I'm more engaged about the process, like and letting go of the results, I just play at a higher level. And that's for most people as well. So anytime that, something didn't go my way, I just said that to myself, like I'm here to have fun and here to learn. And and from those mistakes, I actually learned and got better throughout the tryout. So imagine, what are the coaches are seeing or maybe saying to themselves about me if I'm continuously getting better than what they see, what they've seen from a couple of hours ago, right? So next is like the film review and the skill training I'll be doing. So I touched on this a bit on when I was talking about my like strength training and speed training and conditioning, but I'll be watching film of myself quite a bit, probably like a third of the time about myself and two-thirds about my other tryout players. And the time spent about myself is finding flaws in my game, and what I can do to, correct those, but also like hype up stuff like, remember, like you drop dimes, you break marks, you lock up people, you put people in hell, like to give myself, physical evidence that like, hey, this is not a fluke, you're not an imposter, you're here, you're ready, you deserve this. And yeah, and what I'm looking for when it comes to I hate to call them opponents, but they're kind of opponents, but they're not at the same time because we're all trying to build like the best Team USA. But the other players who are going to try out, I'm going to be studying their game and see what their tendencies are and game plan around strategies of what I'm going to be doing against them in those situations. And yeah, and in terms of skill trading, like I'm just going to be adding some like creating separation drills, like some new jukes that I want to develop, some seal out methods that I want to develop. And that's generally going to come as I'm throwing. Usually when I throw, I'll do like spend 10 minutes working on my jukes and seal outs because that's how I foresee my role in this World Games team is someone who is always open, can go get the deep ball, and is a reliable release valve for the team, and just really safe with the disc and can drop a huck to an open player. So maybe not open the field up with my throws, but reliably get people who are open, get them the disc. So yeah, the road ahead, like training's on lock. Um, I'll keep doing the GPP, sticking to the high to low method, um, putting in about 5 hours per day. I'm, trying to make the most of this, cram as much as I can in these 18 days. Nutrition, I'm going to stick to my carnivore diet. It served me so well. No reason to think it won't serve me even better as I become more adapted to um, performing and eating this way. Recovery, using my compression legs, going to the sauna, meditations, cold showers, um, and massage gun. Continue using that. Also, another thing I forgot to mention is like that helps with my recovery is also just moving throughout the day. A lot of people, a lot of us are students and professionals, and we sit at a desk a lot of the day, and just taking once every hour to do like 10 squats or some push-ups or whatever really can help your mobility and recovery scores. Mental game, we'll be doing visualizations in the morning and night, saying my affirmations, um, and the film review and skill training. Uh, that'll be included in that 5 hours I was talking about, especially on those like low intensity days, recovery days. I'll be spending my time doing not physical work, but more mental work, um, and developing strategies of how I can, get better as a player and the strategies and tactics I'm going to be taking against my opponents. And yeah, I encourage you to, share your story, what has helped you like in this video. And I hope you can use this for any trials that you're coming up with and apply this to your own training and links and a couple comments. And then I'll do some more updates on how the training is and anything else y'all want to talk about. But thanks for watching, y'all. Peace.